Folks, Has here from Shield Canine. Just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about training dogs with food. There's a common misconception out there that you need food to train a dog, and it's not at all the case. In fact, the opposite is true. You don't need food in order to functionally obedience train a dog. In fact, I would go so far as to say that if you have trained your dog with food and nothing else, then your dog is not going to be one of those dogs that I would term as reliable. As in, he's not going to do what you ask him to do when you ask him to do it under distraction. Because at some point, you are going to run into something that he values more than food, and or the food that you happen to have, right? I mean, whether it's a squirrel, whether it's another dog, it doesn't really matter. At some point, you're going to run into something that excites your dog and interests your dog more than that treat that he has. So this is the problem with training dogs with food. Essentially, what you're doing is you're bribing the dog, and you know, that's not good from a functional standpoint. I understand why the concept exists and why the common misconception exists. It's simply because of this new age kind of force-free, positive-only, treats, cookies, and love, and all that other stuff that you commonly see in most dog training that's being offered today. And that's why you see so many poorly behaved dogs, or so many dogs that, you know, go to training and still can't really do anything when they leave the training center and the treats get put away. So no, you don't need food in order to functionally train a dog. You can use food, but it should not be the basis for your training. Case in point, we have a 1-year-old Doberman, and he's completely off leash, as you can see. He's been with us for 2 weeks, right? He's been with us only for 2 weeks, and he's already off leash on our 16-acre property here. You know, plenty of opportunities for him to run away, but we're not worried that he's going to do that because he's been trained, you know, to recall reliably, and he was not trained with food. He has no interest in food, actually. This dog came to our puppy class when he was, I think, 12 weeks old. He came to our puppy class, and he had no interest in food at that time. And guess what? He still was able to do all the same things that the other puppies who loved food were able to do. Ice, come. Good boy. Good. Sit. Very good. So you can see my buddy Ice is sitting here. He's waiting for his instructions. He's completely off leash. He has a remote collar on, and he's just been started on the remote collar training. You know, he's a big beefy guy, but he will not eat in the context of training. Okay, even when I fill his food bowl, you know, he often takes quite a while to eat his way through that. And there are a lot of dogs like that. They just not that motivated by food. And most dog training systems fall apart at that point, you know, or they start doing crazy stuff like starving the dog. I mean, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to starve your dog in order to get success in your training. So right here, we have a dog, you know, has not been trained at all with food, has no interest in food, yet is completely functionally obedient. He can be off leash, he'll come when he's called, he'll heel, he'll sit, he'll down, and there'll probably be more videos of him later because we're training him for one of my clients as a personal protection dog. So, you know, this concept that you need food to train a dog is completely and utterly false. In fact, the opposite is true. You don't need it at all, and it should just be used as a bonus in your training system. It should not be the reason why your dog does anything, because then you're just bribing your dog and you're not really actually achieving anything. So with that being said, that's my take on training dogs with food, and I'll just finish like this. Ice, come! Attaboy! Sit. Good. There you go. Didn't train him with food. Look how fast he comes. Okay.